What's going on, world? It's your boy Steve Dab 317. Finally back with another music reaction video. It's been quite a while. I figured as I'm starting this journey back out, starting to pick back up with uploading content, I'll start off with Akala Fire in the Booth Part 2. If you haven't already seen my reaction video to Part 1, I'll put it up in, I think it's this corner or that corner, whichever. I'll put it up in the corner of this screen. There'll be a little icon so you can check it out. Anyways, hey, if you're new here, I hope you enjoy this channel. And I just go through, I enjoy listening to music. When something comes to mind, I stop it, I share my thoughts on it, and I keep it rolling. But I'm excited to see what type of heat he got in this video. So with no further ado, let's go to jump right into it.
Oh, you gonna dig this?
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Carter, brother, you know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yo, Akala.
Wow.
Knowledge is power. Volume 1 mixtape, 28th of May. Listen, akalamusic.com.
Chase.
Tiny bit more vocal, please, actually. Listen, knowledge is power, always. Listen.
The scam, brother, the scam!
Oi, mate, my personal life's great. Some of you would love me more if I rub that in your face. Okay, well, let us run down the resume and have a little chat about how Carla's living today. Big whip, nice yard, been all over the globe. Look how many continents that I have done. Shows, couple little companies, neat little office, everything going swell. Little bit of profit, built a business educating kids from the block. So far as I'm concerned, you gotta be a mug to not rate him. Own my own masters, still my own master. Novels and scripts on the way. Rap is just a part of the genius in his head, and he knows it, dickhead, since I used to kick ball for West Ham.
All right, and I'm gonna stop this real quick, especially with everything going on with Ye right now. This is I may segue into that after I do this video, but he talks about the importance of owning his own masters, being his own master, something you hear Jay-Z talk about a lot. And that's one of those things that I think, unfortunately, a lot of great artists, they get so excited about getting that first deal and they get wrapped up, and then they realize they don't really own anything. Prince is another person who, he understood the game.
Not rate him, own my own masters, still my own master. Novels and scripts on the way. Rap is just a part of the genius in his head, and he knows it, dickhead, since I used to kick ball for West Ham with my big head. Back in school days, wearing hand-me-downs from my sister, and gal was still onto man. Now that's some Ross charisma. It's just a nipper. I took my first pull of Rizla, and who you think gave me that? Yeah, my bigger sister. So when we speak of struggle, cousin, it's yours. You know the same old madness. Working class poor, yeah. So may have won a couple awards. I guarantee you that my family just as messed up as yours. All the abuse and the alcoholism and drug addiction. Uncles going to prison. This is working class living in Britain. It ain't great. You gotta be kidding. So please don't ever get confused by me spitting, cause yes, I said the ghetto's in our head, but no, I didn't mean if you live next to a food yard, let that's in your dreams. I meant believing in the madness they spout about us is far more dangerous than putting us in council houses. So yeah, I criticize, but from a place of love, never, ever, cause I think that I've become above every young brother you wanna.
Ooh, that's hot. That's super hot. I think sometimes when an artist gets to speaking truth, into the lives of other people, sometimes they can come off as being they can come off as being critical towards those individuals, and I think that that what he's really basing on in this current segment, this current section of this verse or whatever, is like just letting you know that, like, if I criticize you, if I say you need to do this, do that different, it's not because I feel like I came from a better place. Like he said, he's went through his issues in life with family and everything like the rest of us, so I kind of like how you just kind of spelled that out for us.
They spout about us is far more dangerous than putting us in council houses. So yeah, I criticize, but from a place of love, never, ever, cause I think that I've become above every young brother you wanna judge as a tug. It's me, man, that's a little guidance and love, so I think that you're the mug. And why be smug when it's an actual fact? We all commit crime simply by paying tax, cause we didn't go and tickle them people in Iraq and ask them so politely for all the minerals we extract. We blew children's heads off, set fire to backs. We're a gangster nation, get down and you get clapped. So when you see the youth, they're running around on the road with heaters, don't be surprised, they're just copying their leaders. Long as the wars stay in places that are brown and poor, we can all pretend to be a...
Hold on.
Get clapped. So when you see the youth, they're running around on the road with heaters, don't be surprised, they're just copying their leaders.
All right, so that line right there, talking about the youth, and that the reason why I had to stop and go back, because I've had this conversation so many times, and I hear so many people my age, older than me, maybe a little bit younger than me, talking about man, today's youth, they're lost, they doing all this, they're so violent. But it's like, it seems like most people in our generation never want to take accountability for the way this younger generation is. It's like a lot of us will sit there and be like, oh, they spend too much time on their phones, they need to go out and do something. Yeah, but like, we were the ones who set them in front of TVs or in front of video games as kids and let them think that, hey, this is the way that you interact with people. And now they get a little bit older and we want to complain about it. But I think it's important, and we also have to take accountability for who they are, what they were exposed to, and what they think is cool to do nowadays. So anyways, I'm not gonna get deep down that rabbit hole right now. I'll make another video kind of going into detail about that. I want to kind of stay on task, but like I said, when I hear something in a song, when I'm listening to something like this, and it triggers something in mind, I just go ahead and share it. If you got thoughts, opinions, put them down in the comments. Very, very open-minded channel. I'm always open to listen. As long as you come from a place of respect, I will always read your entire comment. I don't care how lengthy it is, and hear what you got to say, and we can interact and go from there.
Long as the wars stay in places that are brown and poor, we can all pretend to be abhorred, but we applaud. If you go up to Knightsbridge and get violent, the policeman at Duppers, you will probably get knighted. If I don't want to fight you, cuz it ain't cuz I'm frightened. I'd just rather fight with those who really think they're titans. I ain't scared of bleeding, I am scared of breathing another breath in this world where everything is so uneven. When millions murdered in the Congo when it's barely news. But if a footballer's wife should buy a pair of shoes, I'm supposed to give a apparently I do not. The world's a reflection of your block, and if you think a world that profit from their death and be totally cool, thinks you're better cause you live here, you're a bloody fool. Look around at genocidal abuse, I swear humanity ain't nothing but a virus with shoes. Then I pick my nephew up from school, and I look at the youths and see the love they show each other, and I'm just...
Yo, man, hold on. My brother, he usually don't call me back to back, so, yo. 4K 60. But yeah, I'm like legit in the middle of a reaction video. I just answered because you called me twice, just making sure it wasn't an emergency. But send me a picture of it. All right. All right. Well, I mean, I'm in the middle of a video, bro. Like, I can't. I mean, I didn't already stop my video. People gonna be watching. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't edit my video, so I'm gonna post it. And then, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna let everybody in the comments get on your head for interrupting the middle of my reaction video. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. All right. Send me a video. All right. That man crazy. Y'all couldn't hear it, but he was trying to shout out. I don't know if the audio picked it up. He was trying to shout out his Anyways, all right, here we go.
Bloody fool. Look around at genocidal abuse. I swear humanity ain't nothing but a virus with shoes. Then I pick my nephew up from school, and I look at the youths and see the love they show each other, and I'm just so confused because they ain't learned yet what is their race or religion. So we're born unconditioned, but we learn to play our position in the system. Look what that does to our recognition of self. We grow suspicion of our own intuition. Now listen, Akala sick, but he raps about racism too much. Could you imagine I gave a flying? Cause it's amazing how many wanna claim they love this music with no respect for the actual struggle that produced it. Did hip-hop not start in segregated hoods? Are them hoods not still segregated? So it's really good. But the First Nation not still on reservations where the...
I hit the wrong button. Sorry, hold on. I gotta run that back real quick.
No respect for the actual struggle that produced it. Is this amazing? How many wanna claim they love this music with no respect for the actual struggle that produced it? Did hip-hop not start in segregated hoods? Are them hoods not still segregated? So it's really good. Are the First Nation not still on reservations where the age of 46 is the average life expectation? And fellas, I wonder where the favelas have been suddenly knocked down and replaced with something better. If you got sense, you see fights are joined, and race, class and gender are sides of the same coin. So if you're really down for justice, whoever the people who suffers, whoever you are, I consider you my sisters, brothers, but call it what it is, like Carlin or...
Am I tripping? Hold on.
Bill Hicks.
Let me go back.
But you struggle to produce. Akala sick, but he raps.
Bro, are you serious right now? Hey, y'all, listen, bear with me. I know it's been a while since I did a reaction video. I'm gonna try to turn these headphones off and back on. See if it kicks back in. But yeah, my audio completely just died.
About racism too much. Could you imagine I gave a flying back? Cause it's amazing how many want to claim they love this music with no respect for the actual struggle that produced it. Did hip hop not start in segregated hoods? Are them hoods not still segregated? So it's really good. Are the First Nation not still on reservations where the age of 46 is the average life expectation? And fellas, I wonder where the favelas have been suddenly knocked down and replaced with something better. If you got sense, you see fights are joined, and race, class and gender are sides of the same coin. So if you're really down for justice, whoever the people who suffers, whoever you are, I consider you my sisters, brothers, but call it what it is, like Carlin or Bill Hicks. Not these patronizing left-wing little twits that ask me dumb shit on a superior tip and wanna act like cause I read I saw less violence as a kid. Don't make me an exception for your mental protection from accepting the madness in the system we are left in. That was the clearest thing to come of August events. All the closet bigots started speaking their minds again. So when a Jamaican or Asians misbehaving, of course it's cause of their skin. Blonde hair kills a million people, that's just him. And it's entertaining, some people are so thick, but I prefer that than all of the fake grins. Cause it's the only problem, people claim they wanna solve but don't actually wanna talk about how it evolved. You are told, this country really, really yours, sir? What they did to brown people did to their own poor first, and originally in the States, working class whites were also enslaved. And no one talks about it today. Ever since the master came with the system of privilege, made the working whites the overseers, mulattoes the house, cause put the darkest blacks in the field. That mind is with us still. $billion industry, skin cream and bleaching pills. And let's be honest, most people in my complexion to this very day still think they're better than the darker section. You say it's changed, then only educate me about Wilberforce, not about the Africans in Haiti who beat the armies of the British, Spanish and Napoleon. From the moment they stolen them, there was no controlling them. When I was in school, she said, no, you never fought for freedom. No, we freed you, and you were on your knees pleading. And what's more, did you know that we kind of saved you from the barbarism of Africa? You should be grateful when enough of our own people can't be bothered to read that they actually believe that we.
Oh, that sentiment, that's pretty deep, you know. One thing that I like already about this artist, about him as an artist, is that like you can tell he actually looks into what he's talking about. And that doesn't even go to say that I agree or disagree with any or everything that he says, but it's just the fact of like, you know, and I say this frequently, like I'm a bigger fan of people who have music that actually has some type of context to it. You know, it's got to have some substance. That's not even a word. It's got to have some substance to it, though. You know what I mean? Like you've actually got to build off of something. And you know, I think sometimes people just, you know, they turn on the mic and they're throwing out words in general, man. But he definitely, you can tell he definitely does his homework. You know, I'm a big fan. He talks about knowledge and power. I mean, I'm all about reading, you know, educating myself, learning from each and every one of you, learning from videos like this. It's all part of the movement.
You were on your knees pleading. And what's more, did you know that we kind of saved you from the barbarism of Africa? You should be grateful when enough of our own people can't be bothered to read that they actually believe that we were swinging from trees. They don't know the Kingdom of Congo had embassies in Italy 500 years ago. Literally ain't heard of St. Maurice nor Septimus Severus. They ain't studying the past cause they think it's irrelevant and attempts at pretending ancient Egyptians weren't African. Nothing more than pseudo-intellectual lies. They obviously ain't read what Aristotle and Herodotus said about people that they saw for their own eyes. And Egypt's been invaded since the fall of the pharaohs. Not once, not twice, but many, many times. So nobody wants to explain why so many statues are missing noses. Even when them statues made of granite, it ain't one people alone mistaught about themselves. We live on Celtic land, but don't learn about the Celts. The same Irish people you characterize as stupid during the dark ages, some of the most educated living in Europe. And did you learn the numbers you count with every day was invented by Indian people? I bet you didn't. Or how many million Indians fought for Britain in both world wars? Still you got the cheek to call them immigrants. We don't learn about the Moors, of course. For some that knowledge dangerous. Is it a problem the impact they had on the Renaissance? When people take power over another group, we minimize their achievements so we can make it feel true. So if you think Columbus was first to sail ocean blue, you probably believe Elvis invented rock and roll too. And oh, for the record, no doubt I believe in peace, but not for 1 second, and they'll turn the other cheek. They slap you, slap them back, take teeth. The only way a bully ever learn is getting beat. Fight fire with fire, nah, fire with water. See, the life-giving force is stronger than the destroyer. That's why these MCs can't speak to me. No, all men are not made equally. My brain's made of iron fiber, conducting the livest wire. My average grade's higher than Oxford or Cambridge require. I don't want credit because I got a message. I want credit because I'm the best MC. Dead it. When I came out way back in 04, sister had just won every award. Most man would have done the bait thing, put big sis on the chorus chords. That would have been A-list, sure. Quickly I would have been famous more, but look how I came in this thing raw. Bang up the streets some more. If I MC then I heard me rap, I'd be like, what the? I ain't never gonna be that good, so I better not push my luck. It will embarrass me. Only insanity would make you challenge me. Better hope if we bump heads, that day that I feel like charity. If not, it's a beating, and there ain't no use in search of a meaning. Cause all it means is that you are crap and I am a genius. Why I'm Panama, I push the perimeter. Can you imagine? If I'm sicker than average, I kill him with character. Benjamin Banneker, look at the marriage, a stamina damage, a boy from Botanica. Gotta look for the whole of the calendar. So cold that I roll in the challenger. Why you man roll with the amateurs? I'm too much harder. You can just call him Father Akala, but I don't talk shit like a pastor. You already know that I'm smarter than half a bloody disaster. If I ever start, I'll probably a prodigy, make you a martyr for these crap MCs that mumble, then see me in the flesh and crumble. Never told you that.
That's crazy. He mentioned MC's mumbling. I was literally just about to stop us and just talk about or just admire how well he enunciates, especially through the mic. Like very, very clear. Even when he's rapping in what I call hyperflow sometimes. Like you can steal every single word you can make out. Makes it easier to dissect and just really begin picking apart the message. There's a couple of things he said that you know, honestly, I'm just not aware of. I'm not at a place where I can be like, I agree or disagree. But, you know, he said some things that's going to send me to the textbooks, you know, send me online looking and Googling and doing a little bit of research. And, you know, like I said, that's what I enjoy. Like make me think about something. It ain't even necessarily about if I'm right or wrong or the next person is right or wrong. Like I want to be encouraged to continue pursuing knowledge, you know, whatever that may look like.
Start, I'll probably a prodigy, make you a martyr for these crap MCs that mumble, then see me in the flesh and crumble. Never told you that I was humble. No, I'm not. Don't lie. I'm so sure in my writing ability that I feel like I'm finding divinity. Sit down, let me rhyme a soliloquy. My agility, time in this military. What a scene, guillotine for the mini-me. It seems you're a fiend for the mimicry. Your team couldn't dream of the synergy that I beam when I scheme on a wicked beat. There goes again with the big words with best syllables. Get your dictionaries out. That's what I'm about. Clowns wanna shout. Flash them, smash them in the mouth. Bloody professor, a man of the letters I read and I'm sure that I'm better. Never regret an endeavor to dead an oppressor. I think that the lepers that think that their pleasures are better endeavors than all of our pressures. But see me, born in a rage, maroon blood coursing my veins. As you can see, I was born for the stage, but I'll never be their cultural maid. Some say that we're political, is what they're doing isn't. Don't they preach a political doctrine called materialism? But for all the Italian clothes that you wear, or German cars that you drive, or French champagne that we'll buy, will still be monkeys in their eyes. So why you were begging it? Who knows? Italians fight to wear Jamaican clothes. Italians call their own women for everyone's entertainment, bro. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the one with the codes that flows all over the globe. I'm bunning down shows, but still don't oil my chest and pose. Pose a threat to the power structure, not because we're anything special, but because we're the people together, and that's the only way things change ever.
Oh my gosh. Akala just tore the building to pieces!
All right, so listen, that's like 9 minutes in. I'm going to do a couple of things. Like, I'm not 100% sure if this is the end of when he spits or not. So what I'm going to do, one, definitely appreciate the recommendations. You know, I'm glad this was put on my radar. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say my little exit, like I'm closing it out. And if the rest of this is just like kind of talking and things like that, I may listen to it, I may record it. But if it turns out these last 5 minutes or whatnot, or not any more film flowing or anything like that, I may just go ahead and cut the video right after I do this outro. So when I do my outro, don't hang up if you see the video has more length to it. Anyways, Steve Dab 317 with another reaction video. Appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this comment, if you enjoyed this content, man, it's been a while. I'm a little bit rusty. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification as I'll have more content. So I'll have more content coming your way. And I guess I'll call my brother back after this and see what he wants. All right, let's see what happens.
I don't even know what to say. I feel like I just been schooled for a hot minute right there. Certain MCs, you know what? Like, I don't want to hear you. Don't call my phone. If you ain't coming to destroy a beat like that, don't call my phone or you're going to get a voicemail. Akala, wow. I don't even know what to say.
Yo, little story. Let's take him down. Yo,
You got more? Yes, that's not it.
Yo.
I know you gonna dig this.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day. Yo, listen, in a scheme of living.
That's a tight hook. That's a very tight hook.
Poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day. Yo, listen, in a scheme of living, my life wasn't hard. But as far as Britain goes, I practically starved. Sleeping in a tracksuit, gas meter running out, electric cut off as well, candles lighting up the house. Looking in my mother's eyes, I see how she feels. The strain and the pain of just paying bills that ain't real. And that's how I grew, like so many more. And that was part of who I am very sure. You wanna know the rage I feel in my stomach? No, my mom and dad split up when I was still in her stomach. And not everything that happened I will put in 16s, but I will tell you enough so you will know what I mean. My boy's mother got cancer the same time as mine, but his mother died and mine survived. It was crazy back then. When I was like 10, already had the mental strength more than many grown men. This was a couple years after my stepdad left. Did he really know the crazy mess that he left? Because mum done recover from the lumps in her neck, but being poor and alone couldn't cope with the stress. My big sis fought, so much so, now I hadn't left school. When she left home, I was 13 by now, still a little kid, innocent. Next couple years though, will turn him to a militant. That is the result of no food in the fridge. And every other day you're getting searched by the pigs. Plus these patronizing teachers though, my grade sick, trying to emasculate me, yeah, turn me to a Anna. Don't mean a woman, please let me be clear. I mean a spineless man, because what do they fear? More than a working class brown male with a brain. When our energy is harnessed, everything changed. Look at Pac, look at Marley, look at Hendrix, look at Garvey. This is the potential that is wasted on a daily basis. A racist, classist world that we're living. Still we coming for nothing and we educate millions. I see why it scares you. It's like, how dare you overcome.
All right, real quick, and I'm gonna double back a few seconds just when he was, mentioning a few different names, and he talked about the potential that has been wasted on a daily basis, and it just makes me think about, like, there's been so many people in my lifetime who have been just beyond brilliant at, brilliant and talented at, just various things, but like I've seen their life choices just kind of break that all down to crumbles, Like I've got, man, just so many people I know. I've got people who were amazing basketball players who I know, and it's just their life choices led them down a road where they couldn't utilize those skills to get themselves in a better place. And I know people who were just all type of walks of life. But anyways, that line made me think about it. Hopefully I went back far enough to hear it again and you can kind of relate.
Man, because what do they fear? More than a working class brown male with a brain. When our energy is harnessed, everything changed. Look at Pac, look at Marley, look at Hendrix, look at Garvey. This is the potential that is wasted on a daily basis. A racist, classist world that we're living. Still we coming for nothing and we educate millions. I see why it scares you. It's like, how dare you overcome obstacles that we have been careful to place in your way every step of the way. In this so-called democracy where kids get sprayed, blacks and the Asians, Turks and the chavs, crowded in council flats, living like ants. And who's more confused than so-called white trash, talking this madness about they want their country back? It never was yours. You should read more. What they did to brown people, they did to their own poor.
Ooh, let's run that back.
And who's more confused than so-called white trash, talking this madness about they want their country back? It never was yours. You should read more. What they did to brown people, they did to their own poor. But people's memory short, so much that I'm seeing black and Asian kids cuss Eastern Europeans. No pot to piss in makes competition. I fail to see how this is an effective system when cats and dogs in America and Britain eat better food than most of humanity, and we spend our technology only on killing. How is this more?
All right, real quick, I'm going to interrupt him, and here is why. There are going to be some people who watch this page, maybe even subscribers, or just watch my content. And what I really like about this specific video, an additional thing that I really like about this specific video, is that he takes a different viewpoint. But similar to what I do and what I try to encourage other people to do is don't necessarily just focus on, oh, well, I feel like I'm right, this person is wrong, I'm done with it. But instead try to listen to things from a place of reasoning and understanding and perspective, and understand that each and every one of us has a different perspective. So if you have that in you, you will continue listening to this to this entire cipher, we'll call it, you know, Fire in the Booth. But, you know, I'm sure there'll be a few people who probably listen to his last couple of lines like, oh, no, I'm not listening to this. He's got it all wrong. And, you know, wrong or right, you know, we can never get to the point where we feel like we know it all, because then we start to handicap ourselves because we're not learning at the capacity that we could be. So
Stick to their own poor, but people's memory short. So much that I'm seeing black and Asian kids cuss Eastern Europeans. No pot to piss in makes competition. I fail to see how this is an effective system when cats and dogs in America and Britain eat better food than most of humanity, and we spend our technology only on killing. How is this more than sophisticated savagery? It was once said, the world is a stage, each person just an actor with a part to play, like the middle class kids and kids of the rich that have everything, but yet still they pissed on they coke and ketamine, strung out on. I ain't generalizing, look at the evidence, so go to Glastonbury any year, you will see. But unlike Carnival, it won't be crawling with police, this is London. The kids on the very next street had a very different life experience from me. And in my experience, they can't help but be smug after a lifetime of what they think's just good luck. But they're still more anxious and more thankless. Unearned privilege weighs like an anchor, that's why they copy what we do, trying to be what they not. They will grow up though and get better jobs and maintain a system that they claim that they hated. They can't fight against, they got a stake in this matrix. Hip-hop is just a fad to them. You didn't know? But for us, this is our living, breathing soul. And yeah, they might backpack in South America or even volunteer in an African village. But all said and done, when push comes to shove and hits the fan of middle class and British, and I ain't even dissing. That's just how it is. Most rich brown people are just as full of shit. So much more concerned with our cars and jewels than most of the world's poor looks just like you. So much more concerned with being privileged few. And who knows, maybe me too, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality.
I love that full circle. That was so dope. He brought it full circle right back to its opening hook. That was.
I fight against, they got a stake in this matrix. Hip hop is just a fad to them. You didn't know? But for us, this is our living, breathing soul. And yeah, they might backpack in South America or even volunteer in an African village. But all said and done, when push comes to shove and hits the fan of middle class and British, and I ain't even dissing. That's just how it is. Most rich brown people are just as full of shit. So much more concerned with our cars and jewels than most of the world's poor looks just like you. So much more concerned with being privileged few. And who knows, maybe me too, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, but absolute powerlessness does the same. It's not the poverty, it's the inequality we live with every day that will turn us insane.
Who's bad? Akala's in the building, man! That's what you call a real MC right here! Just schooled you, man! Please
Knowledge
pay
is
attention!
power.
Knowledge is power! Akala's just put it down, man! I think we just witnessed something real legendary!
All right, so that is officially the end of this Fire in the Booth Part 2. Definitely glad I checked it out. Don't worry, Fire in the Booth Part 3, my reaction video will be a lot sooner than the distance between when I did Part 1. I don't even recall how long ago that was. But when I did Part 1 and when I did Part 2, it's probably been like 6-7 months, honestly. But it'll be closer than that. I'll get to it because I really want to get to it while the lyrics and everything he said in this in Part 2 is still fresh in my mind. But anyways, hey, I appreciate you for being here. Appreciate you for watching. I'll do a short intro since I did an earlier intro. So Steve Dab 317, and I'm signing out. Peace. And I will call my brother back.